Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Matthew from MLC Tech, and welcome back to what has been a video not quite in the making, but a grand return that I don't know why it's taking so long for me to make another video, but we're finally back. For those of you who used to watch some of my videos, my name is Matthew, otherwise known as MLC. I used to make a lot of tech videos, reviews, gaming content, quite a lot, and some of the videos, for me at least, I don't know about the bigger YouTubers, for me, were quite successful. So I've finally gotten back into the spirit of making videos for you lot. My last video was a review on a pair of speakers, and that was the last video that I ever dropped as MLC Tech. There's a lot of reasons why I stopped, a bunch of personal issues, as well as just life getting in the way. I then started again making music. That bit's still not going away. I've just not really had the time to record and actually like make a proper tracks. Like, I'm still doing instrumentals and all that. So if you're interested in music, stay around, and because I'll be posting a lot of instrumentals and hopefully get around to recording some actual songs later in the future. But with that said, we're going to get back into this rhythm of things. And we're going to talk about the news that's broken today, or the news that Intel has released today. And that is, Intel has hit a 20-year high after their 2019 revenue. Now you're probably thinking, okay, it's Intel, they're a big company, of course they're going to be making lots of money. Well, that's not the thing that is shocking people at the moment. It's because Intel, as of recently, have been sitting on their ass and not doing too much in the world of computing too much. Don't get me wrong, they're still the biggest manufacturer of CPUs. But it's because of the competition that is reigning from AMD. Now, AMD have been very, very strong this year. And I mean very strong. A lot of their processors this year have been absolutely crushing Intel for price to performance. And a lot of time, and we even found per core performance, AMD have really got that up. So Intel really had a battle this year. And well, Intel also did a few things which I think was a complete arsehole move in some cases, on how they set their reviews to try and combat AMD, try and just give AMD no coverage in the CPU market on YouTube videos and stuff, which I thought that was just outrageous, to be honest with you. But Intel, despite the harsh beating they had from AMD this year, their revenue's gone up dramatically. So what do I mean by this? Intel has increased their revenue up to $72 billion, which doesn't seem too big of a rise. It's only a 2% rise, but when you're dealing with a multi-billion-dollar corporation, 2% is a lot. I mean, $72 billion, that's a lot of money to anyone. Probably not to a big corporation such as Microsoft and Google, but to little folks like you and me, £72 million is a lot, especially when that figure has increased by 2%. So as I mentioned earlier about the strong competition from AMD, you're probably thinking, how come that they've made this increase? Well, as you know, Intel's big focus at the moment is not just consumer hardware, whereas a lot of AMD, their main focus is consumer and what you class as prosumer, if you class as the Threadripper CPUs, which, though they're not strictly used dramatically in professional standards, they're more prosumer, if you know what I mean. So for professional users, the big corporations, they're going to want the best of the best, so they don't care about spending money. So Intel has had a strong growth in their Xenon CPUs, which are, of course, the CPUs for servers, supercomputers, high production work rigs for lots of intense video editing, animation studios, they all use the Xenon. So Intel has made dramatic increases, but not in the consumer field. It's more in the professional and prosumer, because a lot of prosumers do like Xenons still. You know, there's been Xenons in the latest Mac Pro, which is all coming out, which everyone's like loving that computer. Yep, despite the price of it. So, Intel, I still think, needs to pick up their game in the consumer market. Despite them making all this money, they can still afford to sit on their ass and just do nothing. But after a while, consumers like me and you, we're going to get fed up, and AMD is going to dominate the market in the free, like let's say my sort of market is £300 to £400 range, even the budget range. AMD is dominating with the success of the Ryzen 3000 and even Threadripper. Threadripper's hurt Intel quite a lot, especially if you look at the i9s, the i7s. Yeah, AMD is dominating in the consumer field. Though Intel is increasing their core count, they're slowly improving. I thought about making a video on this, but it's no surprise. Intel's new generation is about a 10% improvement from the last generation, which is about standard. So Intel's just doing little incrementations there and there, though they need to pull something much bigger if they're going to get back on top and beat AMD again. Because there was a moment where Intel had a massive monopoly on the CPU market, but now I'm glad that AMD has bought the competition this year, because it means hopefully next year Intel will pull the finger out and finally deliver something that's going to drive consumer prices forward. Because competition, the only person who's going to win is us. Whereas for a time, Intel's just been sitting there thinking they had a monopoly on the market and they've not made too many improvements. But now AMD's back in full swing. I hope Intel do pull the finger out for the consumer market, and people like you and me will benefit. So there we are, guys. What do you think of Intel, the big money corporation, making a big increase despite them pushing away the consumer market a bit this year with the likes of AMD? Well, only time will tell, but let me know in the comments down below. I've been MLC, and thank you for watching this video. Goodbye.